guys, what's up? What's good? What's happening? It's your boy CKAY, spelled DLKIEEE. Hope you guys are doing fine. Hope you guys are doing amazing well. We love you guys. We appreciate you. And yes, we don't take for granted. I have been in the studio, Paul Way internet something.
Yeah, like Dakia said, we do not take you guys for granted. We appreciate you. And I'm super excited to be in your faces again. Thank you for the likes, the comment, the shares, everything that you do, for even telling somebody else to subscribe to our channel. It means so much to us. Please continue to do so. We love you. We really, really love you guys.
Trust us. We really, really do love you guys. Straight up today, we want to talk about
CKAY, yo.
CKAY.
That's my boy. I love him so much.
CKAY.
Before you start, let me tell you one funny story. No. This story is for off camera. CKAY is an amazing guy, and I'm super excited. That's why we're actually going to talk about him today. So continue.
Anyway, we saw the point where CKAY the first the EP had became the most streamed Nigerian album of all time on Spotify. It surpasses Burna by African Giants, which previously held the record. Now this is the breakdown. Initially, the project was released 2019. Yeah, and then gained about 661 million streams.
Right.
We have a Burna Boy who is on after African Giants, Burna Boy is on 660.9 million. So that's about 100,000 difference.
Right.
It's just funny how just one can make a difference. Actually.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's an amazing one for him, man. Talking about someone who would have thought would break that Burna Boy record. CKAY is that guy who just came from nowhere to boom. Do all of that. I think CKAY has just made a statement with Afrobeat that Afrobeat is diverse here in such a way that you think you want to give credit to some persons, David Obuski and Burna Boy as but then there's also one Oxley doing good, there's also one CKAY doing good, there's also one Ayasta, one Tiwa Savage. So you cannot just say this one best person. Everybody is doing good, making sure that their side the whole and well. Amazing one for CKAY. By the time we saw we had an interview where he spoke about David Obuski to his music said he had the collaboration with Davido and said that was the most important he had at the time. He wanted that thing. Davido coming through to CKAY at the time, was it much of a difference? Because One City was already doing good at the time. So was it more of a good to CKAY or one that would have favored Davido more? I
think that at the end of the day, I used to say this thing every time on set, when an artist features another artist, both artists rub off on each other. Yeah, that's the truth. Whether one has the greater percentage or the other one has the greater percentage, the truth is there's a reason why that collaboration happened, right? And each of them have to take their wings, right? Now, in respect of One City blowing up so fast, and I can't even take away the fact that that song was one of the biggest songs in the planet. It was one of the biggest songs at the time, and the Davido feature was just maybe a confirmation of, okay, you're welcome to stardom. Do you get me? This is where we are. This is where we are sitting. So CKAY, welcome here. This is where it is. Do you get? That's how I see it, though. That's how I see it.
True. Moving on from this one, we saw at a point where this is actually amazing, where CKAY actually got about 20 platinum in India. I don't know how possible. Yeah. For some person, they said it sounds like an Indian. I think that's true.
Well, the thing is, a lot of people had that conversation and then they were like, oh, the Indian sound. But we see how Indian sounds are traveling. So-called Indian sounds. Rema is doing the same thing. Yeah. And so it's not really the Indian thing. Let's even take away those kind of those appendages to it. The truth of the matter is these guys are doing great music. And CKAY is one of the people who has stayed consistent. And I mean, through the time that he was really consistent, and then we saw that, everything was really happening for him so fast. And Indian sound, what's that about? All the platinum, all the plaques he's been getting. It's not only from India, though.
That's true, actually.
So what are you saying? What are you saying, fam?
But just our French sound.
Did you get me?
But yeah, amazing. I saw moving on, more after the whole wave of all of that. Yeah. You're still getting accolades to Love One City and everything.
Yeah, it's true.
But then we saw CKAY announce his project, his album, the Sad Romance album. We dropped about 12 track. Amazing one at the time, and people actually anticipated the album to drop because looking at his antecedents, we're like, okay, if you drop a project with what you've done, it's going to be a banger. Right. Now the project dropped. Did it impress you or not?
Well, the truth of the matter is, what on the street was, a lot of people were saying, oh, we didn't really expect that, it didn't really resonate with us and all that stuff. I heard that conversation literally in some places, but musically, let's be honest, the guy has done numbers, and at the end of the day, the project is fire. Whether or not you like it, is fire. But you obviously have a right to, I mean, your own opinion, and that's the reason why we stay here to really like talk about these things and to give you all the statistics, so you can maybe change your mind about the opinion that you have. You know, like when Daki was reading out the statistics earlier, and then I hope that you saw it, all the multiple platinum like plaques and stuff. You know, Spotify stream, the numbers even outdoing Odogu. So I mean, at the time, he's really there to say, this is me. I really do not have anything else to prove. I'm a superstar. I've done it. Do you get? Even if the wait was long, because we knew when Quantity dropped, and then all of a sudden it's just like a new song entirely, and then it went freaking viral. So the truth of the matter is, the project for me was really good, but like I said, One on the Streets.
Yeah, One on the Streets. Yeah.
One on the Street was that it wasn't really good, but I mean, you have the right to how you consume music, but for me personally, it was a decent project. It might not have appealed to a lot of people because of the direction they saw Quantity do and everything that was happening around CKAY at the time. It might not really have appealed to them 100%, but you can never score this project below an 80%.
Ooh, below an 80%. Yeah, but you guys agree with him on that one. If you agree, let me see your thoughts. But then there was this particular song he had, which was going to do the whole Amapiano thingy with David and Focalistic.
Yeah.
Did he come out well for it?
So when What Are We dropped, spelled What Are We anyways,
What Are We, yeah.
That's very, I don't know how they came up with that, but that's brilliant. I think for me, you know, like I always say to you, bro, like collaborations are very important, and you really need to be very intentional about the kind of collaborations that you have. You know, Davido's on that song, Khaleesi was on that song, so it's like you're cutting through borders. There's already like a huge fan base for Davido.
Yeah, and then
there's already like the Amapiano community, which is South Africa, that's really like for Khaleesi. Yeah, so and then there's you who's doing great globally.
Indiana
So, bro, you should know what my answer is now, bro. Like, that song did it. It did it.
But yeah, talking about that, after he dropped down, we've seen CKAY in a couple of places. So I saw him in London. It was early in the year where they're cooking something. And for this one, we've not seen it. We have seen so many artists in the studio, in the booth, where they have music. And for instance, Whiskey and Wandiko is one example where we've seen them so many times in studios. But the woman announced, told us they have songs together waiting, they never dropped. We've seen them in the studio with songs which we never heard. Now, this is CKAY on at the point where it was obviously when you see two musicians, I said it like a lot of times, we presume they're doing music at the time.
They know the art film,
obviously. So, but then last year came, and for CKAY, it was not exactly what we wanted. It was still more of what he has done before, still rubbing off on him. For 2023, what would you expect CKAY to do in 2023?
Okay, so just to clarify what you had asked me earlier and what you have said, sorry, just to buttress on the point. When you see an artist hook up in the studio with another artist, they're obviously cooking music, right? It can just be like for visits, like the Asgard situation with Kiss Daniel. But you know, most times, it's just to make music. Now, truth of the matter is, a lot of things happen in the creative process. Sometimes you might really get excited about a project and say, "Oh, we have a banger coming," and then because you know, management is different. It's one thing to release a song or to make a song. It's another thing for the management to say, this is the direction we're looking at.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to like come from the point where you said, oh, you've seen a couple of people in the studio, the Davido and the Wanda Cole situation, for example. You know, it might just be something about management. It might just be, okay, this is not the right time for us to drop this project right now. It might have to be like a year, 2 years, 6 months, 5 months, 2 months, or they never even get to drop it. It can even be in an album filler. Do you understand? So things like this happen. So it's not necessarily that they are in the studio and then that song has to really, really come out. But then we've seen a lot of collaborations recently. We've been seeing a lot of artists hooking up with themselves in the studio. And you see, like, there is, like I was saying to somebody earlier today, there's no more New Music Friday. Everybody's dropping music Tuesdays, Thursdays, Wednesdays, every other day. So there is so much music right now out there. And because, like I always say to you, Daki, the Afrobeat business, the Afrobeat export is really crazy right now. So everybody's jumping on that with, even for international artists, trying to get our local guys to also like jump on songs with them. So it's like wide off the margin. So I think that CK's success last year, whether it's riding off the wave, obviously, because sometimes you also need to like chill to be able to reflect and see where you're going. Because there's already like a pressure. Like, bro, where CK was at the time was really huge. I think for me, and I believe that you shared that sentiment with me, that he probably would never have expected to be in that space where he was at the time. Did you get me? So all that is like a new wave of, of life, a new wave of success for him. So he's trying to like, okay, any other thing I have to put, I have to match that energy. There's no way for me to go beyond that. So, bro, and trust me, that's a lot of pressure. And I hope that he's dealing with it very well. But 2023 just started. We're closing March right now, so it's safe to say we're just starting. But I believe that CK is going to like come true. He always does. Now, why would he call him good?
So, for this year, what should we expect from him?
Maybe he should just drop a project. Probably might just give us like a slow build, just give us like a single, which I believe that he'll definitely be thinking about. Very intentional, something to just make people recognize that CK, he's back, you get me. And I feel like a single will do the magic instead of maybe just dropping a project. Maybe like a single, and maybe get into the booth with some of the popping guys right now. Maybe just call it Tiwa. I don't know if they probably might have a song with Tiwa, because Tiwa is like on a giveaway spree right now.
Just call out.
But I think that either a single or a collaboration, something has to really come out for CK to be able to, get us to know that CK is, the guy who say he is. Yeah.
Anyways, guys, we've come to the end of this one. And yes, I won't leave you with asking you your opinion and your thoughts on that one. What do you think about CK for 2023? What do you expect him to drop? Are you one of the single guys saying give us a single, or you want to drop an EP on album? Let me see your thoughts and why you think that in the comment section. And trust us, I'll look at them, read them, digest them, and I'll send them to CK to see what you feel about his song. Anyways, guys, we'll catch you. Stay safe and always remember, you have to be careful.